Hey, today I want to show you how to go from this to this. Today I have my beautiful model Terri here, and my goal is to give her a full coverage base, but I want it to look like beautifully hydrated skin, almost as if she's not wearing anything. So first I'm going to go in with the Mario Badescu facial spray, and I'm going to put back some of that hydration that we took away with the cleansing. And then I'm going to follow up with the Embryolisse facial cream. I love this stuff. It's great for mature skin, it's great for sensitive skin, it's great for oily skin, dry skin, just all skin types. It is both a moisturizer and a primer, and I don't have to worry about it giving her a reaction or causing her to develop any more hyperpigmentation or acne marks in the future by giving her some sort of reaction. As you can see, I'm putting a bunch of this stuff on her face, not only to ensure that her face is hydrated, but also to take place of the fact that I'm not using any serum here, I'm not using any eye cream, and I really want to make sure she's hydrated. Great makeup starts with great skincare, and as you can see, I'm really massaging that into the skin to ensure that she is ready for her foundation. Now I'm going in with the Laneige Overnight Lip Mask. I love this stuff. No matter how dry your lips are, they will be hydrated by the time you're ready to put on your lip product. These are the 3 shades of concealer that I'm using from Kosas. Yes, concealer. I will be applying that to her entire face as her base. It's going to give the most beautiful skin-like finish. So what I'm trying to keep in mind as I'm building Terri's base is the undertones that I'm seeing, as well as the surface color that I'm seeing. If you look at the concealer I'm putting down now, you might be thinking, wow, that's really light. But I'm looking at the center of Terri's chest, and what I'm seeing is yellow, especially in comparison to what I see in my own arm. I have a lot of red in my skin, whereas I see a lot of yellow in Terri's chest. I haven't put any concealer down on her nose, and I definitely see yellow there, as well as the center of her neck, and as well as parts of her décolleté. So my goal is to create a seamless blend, incorporating all of the colors that I see. You know, we all know, keep it light in the center, and we darken it up around the perimeter to create dimension in the face. And I want to do that, but I want to make sure I'm doing that with the right colors. So bear with me. I promise you it's going to be beautiful. Now I'm going in with Kosas 8.2 and 8.5. I mixed those 2 colors together on a palette, and I'm going to be blending those into Terri's cheeks, her jawline, and her forehead, and blending up just a little bit into the color we already have down, just so that it looks seamless. Okay, so now we are almost done with Terri's base. As you can see, we can still see some of the hyperpigmentation and acne scarring coming through. The Kosas concealer is medium buildable coverage, which is exactly what we want to work with, but we're going to bring in another product to help with that. So now I'm going to be bringing in the NARS color corrector in medium, and I'm going to take a tiny brush and I'm going to place this color corrector on each of the spots that are peeking through the concealer that's on her skin. Putting the concealer down first, I feel like helps me use less product rather than going in with it on top of corrector and possibly moving the corrector down and then having to put more corrector on top or more concealer on top. It's just the way I like to go about it. So placing that down on each of the areas, and then we'll move on to the next step. Also, I just wanted to note, please feel free to achieve these steps the best way that you can. You don't have to go out and buy any of the products that I'm using, nor do you have to do it the way that I'm doing it. I'm just sharing with you what works for me. If you want to go in with a foundation, if you want to go in with something super full coverage, if you want to go in with something matte, please do that. I just find that these steps work very, very well. And I love that the finish looks like skin and it looks hydrated while giving coverage. And I hope that works for you too. What you see me doing is I'm taking my fluffy brush and I'm dipping that back into the concealer that I placed on Terri's jawline. And I am just pouncing that against her cheek. I swear I'm using the lightest touch possible. But I don't want to move around the product that I already have down. So I don't want to move around her concealer and I don't want to move around the color corrector. And I'm just tapping lightly into the color corrector so that it blends. Now that I have that color corrector about blended out, I'm going to take the Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer. And I wish I had something nice to show you, but I carry it in this View Set palette. Because I am a working artist, I do need all the shades. So I'm going to take the Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer and I'm going to place it on any areas that are peeking through the coverage that we do already have down. And the color that I'm using on Terri is number 7 for anyone who feels like she's close to their skin tone. I think the 2 colors in that palette would be perfect for you if you want to cover any hyperpigmentation or acne scarring. Now I'm going in with a concealer that's just a bit brighter, only on the inner corner of Terri's under eye. So that's color 7.5. I just want to brighten up that inner part just the tiniest bit. Once I have that all blended out, I'm going to go in with the Mercier Translucent Setting Powder in Honey and place that underneath the eyes. And I'm going to go into the rest of the face with Mercier's Translucent Powder in Medium Deep. We are looking good and we are almost there. So once I have Terri's face all set, making sure that I'm pressing that loose powder in rather than blending or swiping, because I don't want to remove all the work that I have done. So after I've placed that down, I'm going to go in with Revolution Beauty's Glow Bronzer. Love this bronzer. I'm going in with medium and medium dark, mixing those 2 colors together and then placing them on the perimeter of Terri's face and warming her up. After I take some of this bronzer and place it on Terri's nose as well as the beginning of her brows, I'm going to follow up with the Temptu highlight in Bronze Copper. I'm going to take my finger and place that highlight right on her cheekbones, but also pressing it into the apples of her cheeks to warm up her face. It serves as a really beautiful glowy blush. Now that I have Terri's complexion down, I'm going to move on to brows. I'm taking Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen in dark brown, and I'm going to start creating small hair-like strokes at the beginning of her brow, extending the brow towards her nose where she's missing some hairs. Once I feel like I'm in a good spot as far as the front of Terri's brows, I'm going to move on to the tail end of Terri's brows. So I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Tattoo Brow Pencil, the slim version, and I'm going in with black. That might seem a little dark, but originally, if you noticed, when I first started with Terri's brows, I did have the Benefit brow pencil in my hand in 4.5, and that was just a little too light. The black actually fits her really well. Her hair is extremely dark and it's naturally that color, so her lashes are dark and thick and her brows are dark, and this shade worked really well for her. After filling the brows in, I'm going to keep them in place using the Glossier Boy Brow Brow Gel in clear. Alright, final steps. I'm going in with the Milk Hydro Setting Spray to set Terri's face and lock everything in. And her complexion is absolutely stunning. It looks like skin. There's no cakiness, there's no dryness, it's not matte. She looks dewy and glowy and is absolutely feeling herself, which makes me so happy. I am now going in with Buxom's Hot Toddy Lip Gloss. Really beautiful gloss for women of color. And its opposite is Dolly for fair to medium skin. I find it's the perfect nude. To just bump up that lip just the tiniest bit, I'm taking the NYX Slim Eye Pencil and I'm going to line her lips with that. This is in the color brown, and we're just going to blend it into the gloss just to define her lips and give them a little bit of a pop. And we are finished. I hope watching my process helps you with yours. If you want to see more of my professional work, check out my Instagram at artycharlie or my website at artycharlie.com.